So, ladies and gentlemen, a number of years ago, there was a lot of press about high school sensation Brian Lawton being drafted number one in the NHL entry draft. But years before, there was a player that was just as talented, but didn't get as much press, even though he was eventually drafted by the Montreal Canadiens. Now, Craig Norwich, born Craig Richard Norwich, December 15, 1959, in Edina, Minnesota. He led his hometown high school hockey team to one of the biggest high school hockey titles in the States. He led the squad to 3 Minnesota State High School Hockey League championships, 3 times, and captained them to the title team in '74. Now, Norwich also in college became the second defenseman in NCAA history to lead his team in scoring and win the NCAA championship in the same season. Now, his professional career didn't last long, but he played with some key teams. He played 145 games in the WHA with the Cincinnati Stingers and 104 games in the NHL with the Colorado Rockies, the Winnipeg Jets, and St. Louis Blues. But let's look at his university career. University of Wisconsin has produced a lot of great players over the years. Now, his first season with UW, he scored 45 points in 38 games in 74-75. This drew great interest by the Montreal Canadiens, who took him 142nd overall in '75 in the NHL amateur draft. Now, he finished with 168 career points during his college career and was named to the WCHA second All-Star team in '76 and the first team in '77. Now, the Badgers won the NCAA title in '77. I did see a few games. It was a very impressive squad. He was named to the title tournament's All-Star team. Now, Norwich had a decision: try to crack Montreal's tough lineup. He probably wouldn't have, because you had Savard, Robinson, Lapointe, Nyrop, Chartres, Bouchard. There was not going to be much room because John Van Boxmeer tried to make that and left. He decided to go to the Stingers, where the Stingers had taken a great interest in him, despite the fact the year before he was drafted by the Habs, Houston Aeros had his rights. They drafted him in round 13, 213 overall in the '74 WHA amateur draft. Now, with the Stingers, he scored 87 points in 2 years, and he was a member of the U.S. team that finished a very respectable 6th at the World Hockey Championships. Now, he played with a Stingers team that had a whole bunch of talent, and his last season in Cincinnati, 57 points, 6 goals, 51 assists. Now, a lot of the players that the WHA, like Cincinnati, a lot of players went to dispersal draft. Winnipeg was rebuilding because he lost a lot of players. He was claimed by the Jets in June 9th of that dispersal draft. Now, he remained with the team when it joined the NHL in '79-80, and it was an offensive force from the blue line. He also scored 2 goals for the Jets in their first NHL win, which is a 4-2 decision over the Colorado Rockies. Now, Norwich registered 44 points and scored 7 power play goals on the very speedy Jets team. The Jets team in '79-80 had speed to burn, no pun intended. He did finish -11 for the season, but then again, Winnipeg was like that. Now, the '80-81 season was kind of a weird occasion for him. For some reason, the Jets, prior to the '80-81 season, traded his rights to St. Louis for, of all people, the infamous Rick Bowness, which was kind of a running joke because Bowness was considered probably bad luck for any team he played for or coached. Now, with St. Louis, he scored 16 points in 23 games, but for some reason was put on waivers and was picked up by the Colorado Rockies. Now, he averaged over a point a game with Denver in the second half of the season, and he ended up that year with 34 games, 7 goals, 23 assists for 30 points. Now, Norwich decided to join the USC team yet again, and he finished 5th at the '81 World Championship. This was after the Olympic gold, but As you know, it wasn't the same stacked team like 1980, but still quite respectable. Now, Norwich's biggest problems were injuries, and he played exclusively in the AHL during the 82 season. Now, we decided, like many players at a time, to go for better money in Europe with the Gardena Finstro Club of Italy, where he averaged over 3 points a game. He later suited up for Lazio in Switzerland before returning to Italy with Granda and Lecce Fassa. He also played with Innsbruck, Austria in 87-88, then Lake Como in Italy, and retiring in 1990 after winning the Italian championship with Como. Now, his 2 seasons in the AHL, 82 with Springfield, he had 5 goals, 9 assists for 14 points. 84-85, he decided to come back to North America, play with Adirondack, 11 points in 16 games. Now, Craig, from 90 to 96, he was the director of hockey and head coach at Shattuck St. Mary's in Faribault, Minnesota. He then moved to Vail, Colorado, to become the director of hockey and head coach of the Vail AAA hockey program. Now, Norwich there was the director of hockey operations and head coach of the boys varsity hockey team at St. Paul Academy and Summit School in St. Paul. And from 2005 until he resigned in January 2010. He's also coached with the LA Junior Kings, the Minnesota Rockets AAA, and the Team Midwest Tier 1 hockey program. Now, the statistics were impressive, but the awards and honors tremendous, and they're quite lengthy. 75-76, he was an all WCHA second team. 1975-76, again AHCA Western All-American. 77, he was again all WCHA first team, and AHCA Western All-American, and he won the All NCAA All Tournament Team award in 77. So again, WHA totals: 145 games, 87 points, including 74 assists. NHL totals: 75 points, including 58 assists. So 249 games, ladies and gentlemen, 162 points, and 132 assists. Some impressive numbers. So Norwich, a very, very well-respected player, collegian, WHA star, coach, again playing 4 or 5 years of major hockey in Canada and the States. Good international competitor. Again, top 6 for the Americans twice. Champion in Italy and a strong player overseas. People kind of forget about him because Montreal had great faith in drafting from the big collegiate squads. They're always had 6 or 7 defensemen in Montreal, but are always looking just as a backup to improve. And Montreal would draft some of the best collegians, and this is another example of doing that. So this is the legend of Craig Norwich. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Bye.